It's Afrikaans. There was no interpretation. You never actually intervened on that particular matter. And people who are actually sitting here, it's a violation of the constitution of this country. We are not referring to any rule. I'm referring you to the constitution of this country. That is point number one.
South Africa is now a playing ground. Let us watch this video. And because of the black leaders who are selling every South African citizens for a cheap change because of their own interest. Imagine, South Africa is a black majority country. This lady is trying to tell black lady that not to speak the native language. And if you are in the parliament or other government sectors, you are representing the people. Majority of those people, they understand native languages better than English language. See, allow other people, to speak different languages like English and Afrikaner without interrupting them. But the black lady cannot speak the native language. But guess what? I do not even blame this lady. I only blame the South African leaders before and the current leaders, the black leaders, because they are the one who are selling South Africa for cheap, for their own gain, for change. Let us watch this video.
No, but the same thing happened. You
are now, let me put it this way. Honorable colleagues.
No, but we need fanele si understand into okubana lento yenzekayo namhlanje yongabina interpreters.
Honorable
na izolo iyenzekile. So funeka sithini thina sinyenzelekile into okuba sithethe isingesi.
I fully
Sinyenzelekile thina uba sithethe
appreciate
isingesi.
your point, but I would expect
No,
of you
but
as
akufanelanga yenzeke oko. Because yenzekile izolo iyenzeka namhlanje. Into yokubana thina singakwazi uzi-expressa. Kaloku
Honorable
so
members,
makasifumele sithethe languages zethu kaloku yile nto siyithethayo.
Honorable members, order. This matter has now gone far enough. Honorable Niaus, I'm not going to take your point now. I am still on the floor and ruling.
Chairperson,
Honorable member, Honorable member,
Chairperson. Andicingi into yokuba unalo ilungelo lento yokuba udikwe kusithi kuba
I will
ungasiva.
not allow you to speak if I have not recognized you. If you are serious about the rules,
Uyasihlukumeza kodwa uyazi
serious about the
uyasihlukumeza
rules,
Chairperson.
member,
Hayi
Chairperson.
ukuhlukumeza
Then you-
uyasihlukumeza.
Chairperson, I think,
Uyasihlukumeza.
I have already
I think we
told you,
must-
please
Chairperson.
write to the speaker to
Chairperson.
object.
Chairperson, can
Honorable
I
members,
ask, can
I will
ask
not
you-
take any further
No, Chairperson, can
points of order.
it is not a
Member,
point
I
of
have
order.
Member, I have
It's not
not
a point of
recognized
order.
you.
It's not a
I-
point of order.
Then
not a point of
I,
order.
I do not recognize you. It is
Chairperson.
within the rules that I recognize you
I
or not.
think
I'm
you
not
can-
recognizing you now.
You can go as far as you go. 2 points that I want to raise. There are 3 languages that were actually used. It's Afrikaans. There was no interpretation. You never actually intervened on that particular matter. And people who are actually sitting here, it's a violation of the constitution of this country. We are not referring to any rule. I'm referring you to the constitution of this country. That is point number 1. You must acknowledge that English was actually used. The other languages were used. Afrikaans was used. You never actually had a problem with that. Now, when issues are actually tabled in vernacular, which is a constitutional matter, you're actually interfering. That is actually your point of order. And you must actually have respect to our languages. We don't take kind of that. We can't take kind of that. And indeed, we're going to actually take this matter up with your good self, because that actually is segregation to our languages, which are actually enshrined in the Constitution and in the Bill of Rights.
Absolutely. Honorable member, I could not agree with you more. We have 12 official languages. And you were more than welcome to raise a point of order with the
We must
Afrikaans.
tell you, we don't take kind of that
Honourable member.
attitude towards our languages.
Now, the attitude is not my attitude. I have informed you.
It's definitely your attitude. We don't take kind. Our languages cannot continue to be subjugated and to be undermined like you are actually doing. You must respect that house. You must be honorable. And we are actually pointing it now. We are actually pointing it now. It can't go on like this, not anymore with our languages.
Honorable,
She must respect that house, she must respect the constitution. When do you think that, when was the last time that you ever see that the colonizers respect Africans or the African rules or the African languages? As she is living in South Africa, I mean, sis will be able to learn the local languages that the majority of the people understand in South Africa. But she will not do that. None of them will do that. But she just want, I mean, the native people not to also speak their local language in South Africa, I mean, in Africa. Can you go to the UK and tell them that they should not speak English, the language which the majority of the people understand? Can you go to like other European countries, tell them that not to speak their native languages in their parliament? Besides that, in parliament, you are representing people. Those people, they understand more of the native language. This is just really sad what is going on in South Africa. I think it is high time for South Africans to wake up. If you said, they say that some black South Africans says that we are a rainbow nation. My brother, this rainbow nation is the biggest joke in 21st century. You will never go to Germany, they tell you that we are a rainbow nation. You will never go to, I mean, like the UK, they tell you that we are a rainbow nation. Even they have blacks there. No, they will tell you that here is UK.
See, listen to this. One of the worst things that ever done to Africa is taking away their language. One of the worst things ever done to Africans is taking away their original language, their mother tongue. That's why I will always stand anywhere in any debate and I will tell you that colonization is a crime and will always be a crime against humanity. Do you know what it means that I want you to forget about your language, speak my own language so that you can understand me? In order for you to understand me, you have to speak my own language. If you watch this video clearly, you understand what I'm saying. She is not interested in learning African language, but she claims to be African. Now she wants them to conform, to learn her own language. To learn her own language, know it more, in order to communicate with her. A place that you are not entirely from, originally from. Can this make sense? Can this make sense? I always say that what is hindering Africans up till now, what is hindering development and civilization in Africa today is because our language was taken away from us. Look at some Africans' grandparents. Some of them are even learning English till date. Some of them are learning colonial language. If he's in French, he's learning French till date. 60, 70 years. They are still learning colonial language. Tell me, how would they use it to produce? How would they use the same language to discuss science, industrial topics with their grandchildren? Is that not a hindrance to development? That is a big hindrance. I always say this thing, that until Africans can come up, convert every industrial books, every science book, every technological book in African schools to a mother tongue. Every community in Africa need to convert that book to their mother tongue. In other words, if you go to school, you study every science industrial book in your own language. When you study it in your particular language, then you come out. Then you can discuss with your grandparents. Imagine you learn something about science in your mother tongue. Your own community, like your mother tongue. You come back, you meet your grandparents, your grandma, you tell grandma, you speak in your mother tongue. Then you guys communicate. You give you more insight. Your grandma with your own language, with the same language, you guys will communicate. You see that you discover more of what your grandparents know. And this will aid invention in Africa. This will aid production. This will aid creativity. Because language is the only source to which we can communicate to nature. Language is the only source which we can communicate to nature. We must take this thing serious. I'm saying it, and it's getting out of hand. Up till now, I am not perfect in English. Yes, it's Britain that colonized Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria. Britain colonized Nigeria, right? Up till now, I'm still learning English. But if you meet me in my native tongue, I will like with my grandmother or my grandparents, I always discuss with them in my. But whenever I want to talk about politics stuff, I will always like use English, use all that, because am I the problem? No, it was the school system, the school curriculum, which I was taught, that changed my own mind, that changed my mindset. That's the first problem that I had. And up till now, I'm still battling it. I can't even discuss science with my grandparents. I can't discuss industrial theories with my grandparents. I can't do a lot of these things because of language barrier. We should take this thing serious. We should take this thing serious. Thank you so much for watching. If you have stayed to this point, kindly leave out your opinion. See you in the next video. Peace.